those were really helpful when updating a server because I got an active reminder, this is out now, and yoop-de-doo, you can go ahead now. And then you started streaming. Like, okay, that's fine, feel free to do that, but can you please not do it on the channel that used to contain all the update informational videos? I don't need to see your streams.
Oh, is this Space Engineers?
Yes.
Do you remember when Honda appeared on one of their streams? That was so funny.
He went to Keen, to their HQ.
Yeah, I remember that. That was. Yep, I do remember that.
He started the tours thing. For a little while they were doing tours, but he turned up before all that. He just turned up at their door and said, "Can I have a look around?" In the way that Honda
would. Yeah, it was brilliant.
And he just turned up, and then a few hours later he was sitting next to Marek on the stream with Marek and Zockley. He just walked into the building and walked around and joined in on their stream. He's probably developed some of the game.
It probably honestly has. I mean, and the fact that they they're so open with the public and stuff like that. That's one thing I will give Keen. They have been very open with everything that they've done, compared to some of the other developers on early access games that I know of. Cough, Tarkov.
Throwing shade there, I see.
What's that?
Throwing shade there, I see.
Oh, I know what you said. I was just ignoring it.
Oh yeah, that's the fair assessment.
Sorry, it was a little subtle there. But yes. I've had issues because Tarkov is one of the games that I started streaming after, and I do that because I know I have a lot of people that play it, and it's been a fun game, but there is some very interesting things that have happened, and they have not, necessarily had some of the best community engagement. But I hope they learn to do better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Probably best you taking the eyes, Mia, because I'm just mining.
Oh, I think I just blew stuff up. Ship. Okay, no, I'm good. Nothing blew up.
You said you found silicon?
Yeah? Do you want me to
We're
get
out
some?
of silicon.
Oh, I'll go get some. I'm just collecting iron at the moment. Sorry. Cobalt. I'll bring that back. I've got a silicon mine very close to base.
Come on, move. Forward, not backwards. Forward, I said. My ship for some reason is a little bit rotund. Can't imagine why. I mean, it's for some reason it's just not wanting to move like it used to.
Have you got it full of stuff?
Maybe 2 large cargo containers. And the fact that I ate an entire pit, this entire giant hole, is basically inside this ship now. Might have something to do with it. Yep.
Oh, I can't wait to get into space. Sorry.
To mine the moon, like to mine the entire moon. It'll take a while.
I'm pretty convinced there's one dedicated YouTuber out there already who's planning on making a big break with that video.
Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
It could be you,
I'm
Boris.
imagining it's gonna take quite a while. I'm thinking along the lines of like years, maybe.
Depends on what sort of brill you make.
Once Sal gets going, 5 seconds.
Yeah, but you have to take into account that this takes like at least 4 months of preparation time in terms of drill design.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to build a big drilling ship.
Something is that a rifle made out of carpet, or
No, it's a skin.
it
It
looks
is
like
simply
carpet?
a skin. It has a texture on it that is interesting and might be reminiscent of carpeting. And it would have a texture that is very interesting and reminiscent of carpeting, and the color scheme and stuff like that would be reminiscent of carpeting. Basically, it kind of looks like carpet.
Oh, I should try on my my cow stuff.
Yes, the cow stuff.
I've got a cow helmet and cow boots.
Yo, Alan.
Right, I'm getting silicon.
Lovely.
Come on, ship, move forward. You're doing it. Go. Go. Just go. Please. Please, not backwards. There's a giant hole right there. And it keeps trying to roll backwards into the giant hole.
Well, you didn't tell it which way
may
to go,
have-
so it just went the next best thing.
True. True. Or thrusters.
So really, it's
What
Anubis's
could
fault.
possibly go wrong? Oh yeah, Anubis's fault. I thought he had a handle on that. All right, we are going to do something a little silly.
We should give Anubis a
And by a
call.
little,
You mean a lot?
yeah, I haven't heard. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of. This is gonna be very silly, and not something I recommend.
Did you say you wanted to call Anubis?
Yeah, I do. That's a thing I want to do on a daily basis, really. But I always feel like this is an impolite thing to do because at one time my voice-activated voice control thing on my phone activated accidentally, and for some bizarre reason, a conversation I was having in the office got translated into "call Anubis," and then I called Anubis in the middle of the night for him. Which was really embarrassing, but it was worse because it keeps on happening with other people as well.
Is that like the OK Google thing that my phone does?
No.
Shut up! No, I'm not talking to you right now. Shut up, phone.
It's an early version of Siri on an iPhone 4
Okay.
that for some reason activates because it feels like the home button is being pressed. I'm assuming this is part of planned obsolescence.
Most likely. Yes, Bear, that was...
So to make you buy new phones that just make Siri more and more annoying.
More or less,
Soon she'll be
yes.
repeating everything you say back to you in a sarcastic tone.
She's already doing that. That's how it started, really.
Well, hang on a second. Here's my issue with that is, did you know that they actually had a planned obsolescence for the batteries
Oh yeah.
built into the programming? Yeah, that was a big thing. I knew a couple people. In order to get your phone to last longer, you had to go into the Apple Store, buy a new battery, then your phone would be just fine.
Yeah. I'm suffering with
yeah.
that. But I am getting around it by everywhere I go. I have a cable in which I can plug my phone. So I
So
don't.
she converted it from a mobile phone to a transportable landline.
Yeah.
Do you know how much the batteries are?
No
For
idea.
Okay,
I
for
assume-
us here, I think he spent like $50 to replace the battery.
In
And
an
when
Apple
they do
store?
that, they update. Yeah, he went to an Apple store.
Ah.
I think it was. It was something silly. Yeah, Alan, I think you actually can. But as soon as like he had issues with the phone being slow, and the phone slows down to help quote unquote save battery life.
Mm.
However, if you get a new phone, then or a new battery installed into the phone, then the new battery updates it so your phone will go faster again. That was something that he experienced firsthand, confirming a lot of the things that had shown up online about it. It was interesting. You wouldn't have thought about it, but it happened. It was true.
Inventory.
Well, to be honest, I'm not really surprised. At this point, I'm kind of
Yeah.
expecting it. The only problem I'm currently having, really, with the phone market in planned obsolescence is a bit of a doozy that I'm not happy with, but you can't do anything about it as a consumer. The current trend with phones getting so obnoxiously large is really upsetting to me. I'd like to have a phone that I can comfortably fit into my tiny, delicate little hands, something like 4
Hang on.
inches at max.
Hold on. So what you want is the new Nokia. I think it's the new Nokia. The immortal phone.
I have been batting pretty eyes towards Nokia phones, but I haven't looked at the most recent one because I'm a cheap
Are you
person.
talking about their classic lineup that they still
Yeah,
do?
I was talking about the classic one.
Bernie
Because I
says.
do genuinely like the new ones, but I think Mia would like a classic.
Well, they have a new classic. Yeah, I have big mitts, so I have a big phone, so it doesn't bother me.
When they say classic, do they mean that they recreate those tiny bricks?
They recreated it. Yep.
Well, they were
They made it
nice. They were nice, but really, I'd just like to have the little glass slab that's the iPhone 4 in new and working.
Well, that's asking an awful lot. I mean, wait, isn't there like an iPhone S or something that's supposed to be smaller?
Well, yeah, that's like marginally smaller. The re-released iPhone SE that's supposed to be going back to the small size is still about an inch taller.
Really?
It's ridiculous.
I always thought the iPhones were way too small for my hands. So
Yeah, Bernie says his big paws actually appreciate big phones.
I'm struggling with
I
the
have
tiny
the,
iPhone
I guess-
4 already.
yeah, I have the Google phone by Essentials.
The Pixel?
No, not the Pixel, the PH1 by Essentials. It's actually literally called just Essentials.
Never heard of it. I'm really bad with phones.
It's right on the same line as the Pixel, except for it's by a different company, and it works quite well once they figured out how to fix the camera. They had issues with the camera at first, but now that those issues are fixed, the phone has been excellent for as cheap as it's been. And they're supposed to be releasing a new one sometime this year, allegedly, because they've canceled it, and then they came up with an AI phone thing, and then now they're redoing the phone, so we'll see. But it has, I'm one of those guys that like everything stripped down, and I don't like to have any ads. And the Essential phone has 0 ads unless you let them have ads on your phone.
Ooh, hold on. What do you mean you need to have ads on your phone now?
Oh yeah, you don't know about that? A lot of the new phones have like basically built-in ads.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So when I buy it, I'm basically buying a tiny advertisement billboard?
Yep. And like almost
Aren't they
all
what they are already?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Basically all the phones are like that now.
Including the
a few
Nokia
rare
re-release classic stuff.
I don't know about that one, because that one is such a unique phone. But a lot of the new Androids, you have to disable ads. A lot of the new iPhones, you have to disable ads, and it gets really old really quick.
Okay, I don't think I
Yep,
want a
Bernie,
new phone
definitely.
anymore.
And anything, at least in the U.S., any carrier service, like I had a AT&T phone. I bought it through AT&T, etc. Well, it came with a bunch of AT&T bloatware on it.
Nasty.
I still have like I mean, they were semi-useful apps. They were like data, to keep track of your data, stuff like that. The one thing that it did have that I missed on this one was the basically it turns your phone into a VoIP phone. That's the only app from AT&T that I would like to have back on my new phone. But I don't feel like it. Oh, you could also send text messages through the phone, which was handy.
I mean,
Or
how you can
have
already
bad
send
service.
text messages through the phone.
Well, I can send it through my Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, that's handy.
Yeah, because here in the U.S. we have a lot of issue with some of our phones not having service everywhere because we are such a large country, and there's a lot of dead area. So kind of like Australia. So one of the ways we kind of got around it was being able to they got around it not having necessarily the best service was allowing you to talk and text through your Wi-Fi.
So so the best way to deal with our lack of service is just to go around it completely.
Well,
Yes.
they were doing pretty much, but it's kind of, I guess I know it sounds strange, but it would be like trying to have service anywhere in the desert in Australia.
Yeah, we get a lot of blank spots.
Yeah, but it's because of land area versus population density and stuff like that. So in order to make sure that they can provide you the best service no matter where you're at, they did that Wi-Fi phone thing. And it was actually like the best feature on one of those carrier-based phones I have ever run across. Because I always make sure I have internet and Wi-Fi as much as possible. And essentially, you could actually turn your phone into a satellite phone through it because you can use it through the satellite internet, which works anywhere in the U.S. So it was kind of interesting. Need to add more strength to the wheels, I do believe. And I also need to add lights in here very severely.
Terry says, it's the weekend, I'm retired, and half the time I suffer with insomnia.
Well, isn't that the best
Was-
time to
was
have
that-
insomnia?
Inventory.
Was that in reference to something, or did he just?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you just-
Obviously, he was talking about the phones. Clearly, the phones
No.
are causing it. The weekends,
Yes,
that
'cause he's
is.
staring at the
Phones,
small
without...
screen.
before we invented the phone,
Phones.
we didn't have weekends. We just had Wednesday 2 and 3. It's really bothersome at sometimes. And then when they invented the phone, some guy just called up the weekday department and said, "Fellas, can we have a day off?"
Can't even say it one straight thing.
Did Wednesday 2 and 3, were they our Thursday and Friday, and then Thursday and Friday were Saturday,
What?
Sunday?
No,
Or
don't be
did Wednesday 2 and
ridiculous.
3 come on our Saturday, Sunday?
It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday 2, Wednesday 3.
Oh no, but that means that you've got like 3 hump days in a week.
Yeah, that's the point. Back then, humping was fun.
Still fun.
Stop laughing, it's not funny.
Bernie says, what?
Come on, you were around when we had Mittwoch 2 and 3. That's Wednesday in German.
Oh no, I'm having an accident. Oh, no, it's fine. I didn't. Just came
Wait a minute, we just talked about humping and then all of a sudden...
Yes.
That's a lot of humping, Sal. Indeed. Yeah, Terry was saying session 6, 2:35 a.m. And he has a 7-day weekend now.
You made the right phone
the
calls in that
thrusters fixed
case.
Oh, this one's really
The thrusters
fast.
did fix it. Now I just have to be careful of not bouncing and blowing up.
I'm trying my luck. I've not got a special item again.
Oh yeah, it's I think a limit of 3 per day or something like that, unless you go to one of the long range ones.
Ah, right, okay. Terry says, I can't imagine Mir humping. He barely takes his coat off. Bernie says, oh God, stop it. I was laughing so much the darkness started to creep in around the edges. Terry said, it's okay, everyone. It's after the watershed. And hello, Nick Gertz, who's just joined us in time to learn that we have 3 hump days in a week. Oh dear. Well, welcome to the stream. Oh, what on
Indeed.
earth happened then?
Have we pointed out that our escape velocity catapult ship is going to be called the Capital Plum?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be the Capital Plum.
No, not we are. The ship is.
The ship is, yeah.
We're not the ship, Sal.
Sorry, I was looking at chat. Bernie says, this is why I miss the Space Engineers multiplayer sessions. Well, we're back. And we're back and we're in force. And this time we've brought icing.
Indeed. I don't know what for, but they've brought me.
Because everything
might
is
be
better with
against his
icing.
Speaking of that, I've got the Twitch thing going on. So I've been thinking about, you have to have an emote, which is those little,
Oh, yeah.
smiley faces and stuff like that. Well, I've made affiliate.
Oh,
and
nice.
done all that stuff. So my problem now is that I haven't gone through, and I don't have the emotes for the stuff. I really don't have any subs or anything like that, or anything to worry too much about.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to think of something to do with either for the Nidd or for something for me in particular, and I cannot think of anything to do it with. I can't think of it's like a brand thing almost. But
Boris, the challenge is yours.
It's a challenge
Have to
I
draw
personally hate.
Yeah, I
it's a
sent...
square. It has to be a square thing. Yeah. No, I have new splash screens thanks to Boris.
And Vento Vivimus, hello Vento, welcome to the stream, says, good day from down under. Oh, Boris is down under as well. He's the very posh British voice you can hear in the accent.
It is definitely not this British voice. That's
in
the
chat.
pretentious one.
He says, hope you're drilling a hole through the earth.
Why does everyone want to drill through a whole planet
I just want to
lately?
get off this godforsaken planet that
But
keeps
we would
stealing
get
our
off
rovers.
this planet if we would drill through and then fall out the other side.
True.
I was just gonna say, you could use it as a catapult or a way to build plenty of speed so you could blast through the other side and out of the atmosphere.
Which ore do we need next, Mir?
Oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. Iron, probably.
That was Mir Quinn Foxbridge speaking there. That's a reference to 2 Point Hospital. What was that, Mir? Iron.
Iron, yes. Probably. Also, I need help with interior design. I don't know what to fill the front bridge with.
What?
Front bridge.
Interior design? Well, as little as possible so that there's no
But
extra
yeah,
weight.
we need a seat. We need probably a cockpit and I don't know, maybe a tea area.
We'll just put down to like a passenger seat and a cockpit, and that'll do us.
What about the tea?
We can take care of that once we get into space.
What about the tea area?
I have a little tea area here. I mean, it's one of those tea areas that you find that's like a patio or a balcony, I guess you'd call it.
Mia has perfected throwing his welding gun down in a tantrum. Bernie
Can't
says,
do that in space.
Oh, watch me! I'll get a gravity generator.
just so that he can throw his welder down in a huff. Bernie says, at Mia, lots of seats.
Well,
And
no.
Terry says, I'm still not sure about Mia's catapult idea.
I'm not planning on inviting anyone, so it's just a tea area, a cockpit, a bystanding seat. Oh yeah, which side do we put the driver's seat on, left or right? My opinion of you
I'll let
is
you...
going to fall significantly, depending on your answer, you know.
I shall let
pressure.
you drive, since as it's your ship.
Straight down the middle. Straight down the middle.
That's not working,
Oh,
I
hang
made
on.
it too wide.
It
It's
sounds
Boris-
like Boris is going to the toilet painfully, which means he's
Oh.
probably having an accident.
Yeah, no, I'm in the middle of an asteroid. There's a bunch of caves everywhere, and I'm disorientated. I don't know where I am. I keep bumping into things. My ship's too big. Oh, and there's a bird yelling at me.
I can hear.
I can't get out. The hole isn't big enough for me to get out. How do I get in? I need some butter.
Oh, this reminds me of the time that you borrowed my drill dough and got it stuck in an asteroid.
Oh.
I had to go and wiggle it out.
Right, no, I found a suitably sized opening. Oh, bird! Climb!
Yes.
Alright, I'll be quiet. Continue your thing. I've escaped.
Well, she kind of left, so
Oh.
it's over. Terry wants to know, is Mia still going on about in-flight catering?
Yeah, it's
I
his
can't
thing.
in-flight cater without a tea seating area. I forgot what I was going to do.
In-flight catering can wait until we're
Okay,
in
I'm doing
space.
in-flight catering. Thank you for the reminder, Sal.
Forget in-flight catering unless Sal wants to be a flight attendant. I am gonna be strapped in so hard. It's
Inventory full.
my inventory's full. Oh, and that's
You're going to be strapped in so hard, your inventory is going to be full. Is there some sort of,
Anyway.
hint at you crapping your pants because of my flying? I'll have you know, my flying is impeccable, incomparable.
Bernie likes my annoyed grunt. Oh. Oh, is this cargo container is connected to the system?
Yes,
isn't it?
the whole system's now connected.
It's just not taking the. Must be busy refining stuff, is it?
Boris, you live in space. What do you
Oh,
need
yeah.
in space?
I think he said he was going to be quiet for a minute.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he did
yeah.
say that. Sorry. I think you live vaguely in space. What do you need in space? So we've got a cargo container, a med bay, a cryo chamber, an assembler, a refinery, a hydrogen generator.
And do you have you're doing a sealed ship, correct?
Yeah.
I do.
Or trying to?
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
Okay. So do you have a vent, an air vent on the inside of the ship? And maybe an O2 bottle or an O2 storage? Because oxygen is a thing that you will need.
I think.
Yeah, they're
for
not
this-
stored in the hydrogen tanks, are they? Oh yeah, that's kind of in the
No,
name.
it's got its own O2 tank.
I think we probably best start until we get into space, Mia. If we just go with oxygen bottles.
We do not have an oxygen tank.
If we make oxygen
thing about
bottles, we can put them in the O2 generator.
Shh.
Sal is a stewardess serving me Irish whiskies. Must be something to look out for. Bernie says, at Mia, well, which side is the proper side to put a control station or perhaps a steering wheel on?
I have to think now because since I've been living in this country, people confuse me about this left side.
Still the same as the U.S.
Yes! Where people drive on the right side of the road!
Correct. Yep, correct.
Will the ship have drop-down air masks in the case of a hull breach?
No, in the case of
think-
a hull breach, the floor will break because that's one of the weakest parts.
I think dropping down is the thing that actually I'm a bit more nervous about. Right, shall I weld some things, Mia? Because we've got...
Yes, please. I need steel plates welding into everything around here. Woo!
I need to go get my welder. Do you think we're going to get into space this stream? I do hope so.
Let me give you a conservative estimate about this. SMSCP battery. 12 hours?
Oh, yeah, we need to charge the batteries to full first, don't we? Okay, but we should have
I
everything.
mean, we have 1
Hang
megawatt.
on. Can we?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we place bets on whether or not that ship can actually make it to space?
You can place bets, but you're going to lose because I'm going to make it. It's going to be like that little train that can.
That would be very, very interesting to watch.
Thank you.
Not likely, but interesting to watch. No, actually, I'm not quite certain whether or not your ship will make it to space. In all seriousness, I don't know how. I don't know how heavy the refinery is compared to how much thrust. I know you've got plenty of thrust. The only thing I would be concerned about is your total amount of hydrogen, because the hydrogen tanks are way far less than a cargo full of ice, but the consumption rate of hydrogen is extremely high. Like, I have kilos of ice in this ship. I went away for about 36 hours, came back, and it was nearly empty, and that was just with 2 hydrogen engines running. Bernie says he repeats, it will not.
I appreciate your confidence in my craftsmanship.
But I believe yours is on the borderline. To be in all honesty, I believe you are borderline able to blast off. I can't say one way or the other for certain, but it's a 50-50 coin flip.
Yeah, it's whether, it's like you say, it's whether or not. If the atmospheric thrusters can lift us, then we'll be able to get to the edge of space. It's just
they'll be able
whether...
to lift you. It's the amount of space that you must travel.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
It's whether the hydrogen thrusters will last long enough to get us somewhere where we can then start making iron.
Point in case being, if the atmospheric thrusters do not fail us, the worst case scenario is we'll burn up into space, we fall back down, and the atmospheric thrusters catch us again. Fair point, lesson learned, slap 1 more hydrogen tank on, try again.
Yep. That's the only real that's like your best thing, is that you have plenty of atmo thrusters.
Yes.
Thank you.
For my ship, I am estimating that I will need about 6 to 8 hydrogen tanks to get this into space.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How did Boris manage to send Slappy Timothy up into space with 1?
Very minimal
Yeah,
cargo
probably
stuff.
no refinery.
Well, the refinery, yes, but it's more your cargo space because every cargo container that you have full of resources weighs your ship down, which slows it down as you try to reach escape velocity.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And I have two. My thing is, I have two large cargo containers that I'm running, and they're nearly full. So a conservative estimate for me is between 3 and 4 hydrogen for each large cargo container. So, yeah, I may or may not make it out even with like 6 to 8. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I was doing.
So for
That's my only concern.
so I think for us, as soon as we finish building the ship, we can best spend our time just mining ice and filling up the hydrogen
yep.
tanks.
Yeah, because you're gonna find, at least I did. Boris said he got lucky, so they might have changed it. But it was almost impossible for me to find hydrogen to start off with, or to find ice to start off with when I got to space. But I do believe that they probably changed it because of how difficult it was. It was like ore detectors were not working, and a lot of things weren't working. So you like the ice spawn was very low, so. But I think they fixed it since Boris found things like almost instantly. Speaking of Boris, where is that? What is his word? Numpty? What's the word? Numpty?
Yeah, numpty.
Are we insulting him?
Oh.
Or is this
A
like
little
his hypnosis trigger word?
I don't understand what's happening. People are just saying words.
I don't think numpty is really a word.
Yeah.
What was that from, though?
Humpty Dumpty
No,
and his
Numpty
weird cousin
is,
Numpty.
It's a common, gentle insult.
It is.
Oh,
It's an insult.
Yeah, to call someone
idiot.
a numpty, yeah, means idiot.
Ah, is
It's
woggle a
friendly
word?
And
idiot.
I like it. It sounds good. I don't
Yeah.
think woggle is
I
a
thought
word.
I thought numpty was a very Boris, like a very Boris-sounding word.
Yeah, I like it, so I use it on things.
I thought I had heard you use it. That's why I was like, wait a minute, Boris uses that word all the time.
I name my ships a lot using it.
Okay,
What's a
that's what it
woggle?
is.
A woggle. It's
Yeah, that's a word that I've been taught in English.
It's
Apparently,
a particular type of fastening that you get on clothing. It's something Boy Scouts have a woggle. It sort of ties down a tie. I don't know where this thing's gone to. Sorry, I was just flying around looking for what was left of that thing, and it's gone. It's sometimes
Yeah.
used for, duffel coats where they have a almost like a bullet-shaped button on a bit of string. They're sometimes called woggles. Terry thinks that we'd have more chance of getting into orbit if we built a hydrogen airship. And he says it's a loop or ring of leather or cord through which the end of a scout's neckerchief are threaded. And
Okay.
I was watching chat, so I've completely flown past the base. It was a good job I didn't just fly into a tree.
Yeah, we don't have that word in the U.S. like at all. That was the first time I've actually ever heard of it.
Woggle. Huh.
Yes.
I imagine it's somehow related to the word toggle or something, or tie.
Oh, that would
or...
like a slang version of toggle.
Yeah. Duffel coats have toggles, says Terry.
Yep.
in English lessons, we just use it as a word we couldn't understand. So, as in, the old lady walked up to you in the middle of the street with a dead stare. She said, "Woggle." You then replied with, "Oh yeah, it's just down the street, can't miss it. Take your first left and then you have it." What did the old lady probably say? Something along those lines.
Okay.
Old ladies are terrifying, really.
How are old ladies terrifying?
Have you met them?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've met several of them.
All of them?
Not all of them. Simply several of them.
Is it just German old
I mean,
ladies
all
that
of them
are
at once.
terrifying, Or
You need to have a posse of elderly ladies
tell you what,
approaching you in a dark alleyway in the middle of the night.
No.
Okay,
When
Bernie
they-
says one word, canes.
canes. Oh, old lady canes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you when old ladies are terrifying is when there's bingo at stake.
Oh, I have heard that they do get violent over their bingo.
We have to iron again.
Are we sure airtightness is turned on in this world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I've been in an airtight thing that I keep venting.
Okay.
So not all that airtight then. In the airtight thing that keeps venting.
I just keep forgetting to use the airlock.
I have an emergency escape hatch in the back, and then I have a true airlock up front. But for some reason, my vent is not giving me air. But I might have to put some hydrogen in. I might have to get. I'm gonna have to set up another miner to get enough ice to fill my ship back up, I think.
Miss Wood says, but do toggles have duffel bags? An old lady might. And Terry says, some old ladies are scary. And hello, Miss Wood. Welcome to the stream. Wouldn't happen to be Miss Carner, would you by any chance? Oh, there's a strong unknown signal. 73 kilometers is too far to fly. That'd be ridiculous.
That would be Boris's.
It's 65 for me, and it looks like it's on the.
Yeah, I think it's around the planet
Oh
from
yeah.
us.
Would you mind sending me the coordinates to where you are, so I know
Oh,
where you're going to
yeah,
appear
Oh,
from?
hold on.
I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Where on the planet you are.
Okay, GPS.
Because in game, I tend to look in the direction towards the person who I'm talking to, even though that makes no sense whatsoever.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I keep looking up to the Almoon every time I'm trying to have a conversation with Almond or you. I don't know where to look for icing, though.
Oh yeah, we got a
But
Miss Wood and a Miss
you-
Carner in chat.
Yeah, you can't see icing.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know.
can't see you. Like, I can see I'm on the other side of the planet from you.
Oh yeah, you're ages
So,
away from that
yes.
signal.
Yes, I am 1,986 kilometers from that signal.
I'm gonna mine Mia. Do you want to take the ice?
Of course.
I'll just get more stone, so that because we're running low on iron. Terry says, I can still remember the old lady who was nearly run over on a pedestrian crossing. She wailed the hell out of the bonnet of the car with her umbrella.
Quick question: which side of the road do the French drive on?
The
Right.
wrong.
Just like the rest of Europe.
Yeah, but you only drive on the wrong side of the road because of the French. It was Napoleon's fault.
No
And he only
offense,
did it
but
'cause,
that
like,
strong
the
unknown
English
signal.
were the...
That strong unknown signal is.
Did you just shush me?
Yes, I'm trying to ignore the fact that you're trying to undermine the whole of Europe's traffic system. I've had several decades to get used to it. Now please stop undermining it. I don't want to have my illusions about the world shattered. That strong unknown signal is in space.
Oh.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Probably at
It
the
looks very close
edge.
to the planet.
It's probably at the edge of the gravity well, but from what I can see, it seems to be up in space. It's nowhere near the
Mia's
surface.
taking a flight. Are you using our ice just to find out where that is?
Well, I'm efficient with it. I don't use
Okay.
my immersion dampeners most of the time.
Ah, true.
What I was talking about, 1920s and the advent of the automobile.
Oh no!
Because-
Oh.
Oh, what's happened?
No is always a good voice.
I thought I'd lost the budget space but it's fine. I'd gotten out of it while it was. I flew past a signal and instead of slowing down for it, I just jumped out the back, and I was going to go catch up with it later, and then I realized that the antenna wasn't on, but I could see it, so it's all right. But so you can continue. I've finished panicking.
Are we sure about this?
Bernie says, actually, the French, like most of Europe, drove on the left until the late 20s. Miss Wood says, I'm not Miss anyone. Legs too hairy to look good in a skirt, just a random Canadian who drives on what's left of the road. And we have we have another Canadian on our server from Ontario. Is Spidey in Toronto? He is, isn't he?
He's near Toronto.
Yeah.
Closer to Windsor, I think.
Oh well, then he's like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive across the border from me.
Right. And Anubis, who's over in the mountains.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of London. Sorry,
London?
London, Ontario.
Oh, okay. I was going to say London is like the other side of the Atlantic from you.
Yes, yes. But
No,
there's
the
another
other
one.
London, the better London.
Just like there's a New York instead of just York.
Yeah.
Are you sure we still have York? I thought we got rid of that.
No, we have a York.
We should have gotten
It's
rid
in
of
Yorkshire.
it.
That's where Miss Garner
I was
is.
gonna say
The
Yorkshire.
The Americans kind of dragged the name into the dirt at
We
this point.
did go through York, Mia, when we went on our streamer holiday.
Yeah, I'm aware. Oh, we did go
We went
through it.
through
I'm just
York
trying
on
to
the
point
train
out that we
station.
should get rid of it now that the Americans ruined
York
it.
was the place where that lady was very annoyed at me for walking on the wrong side of the thing where it said keep left and I was walking on the right. And she got
Yeah.
very huffy.
And that's
Told you,
all
the
we know
elderly.
about York.
That's what we know about York. It has a large train station where people get very annoyed if you walk on the wrong side when you climb up the stairs.
See, I warned you about the elderly. This is what happens.
If you had to get rid of all the old versions, then
Of people.
there would be very little left in the UK. No, not the old people. I mean the old versions of towns, like York. Get rid of York because there's a new version.
Oh, I see.
Well, only the bad ones. Only the bad ones. I mean, New York is a bit rubbish, if you excuse it, but I'm pretty sure most New Yorkers probably agree with me.
I'm sure they probably don't.
No, they do. They've got, like, rats everywhere. The people on the metro kind of just smell and sometimes pee in places.
You know that Charlie
Metro
used to
doesn't run
be...
anymore, so.
You know Charlie, our Charlie, who's just left? Used to be...
Neddy?
Yeah.
Neddy
He-
Charles?
Neddy Charles. He was one
man.
of the directors of...
Was he the one with the Bob Ross hair? Or was he the tiny bald guy?
No, he's neither of those two. He's the American with the white hair.
I don't know the American with the night hair.
No,
I
he
don't know
didn't
Neddy
often-
Charles.
You'll have seen him when you
Don't
walked in with
confuse
the
him
buffet.
with Daddy Charles. That's different.
Who are you
It
calling
barely
Daddy
runs.
Charles?
Sorry, everybody. We're just having office talk.
Well, I was going to say, this is Daddy Charles, which goes back to where they live in the gay village. with.
Oh,
sorry,
Boris
I
has
just
given
had an
birth.
actual accident.
Oh.
No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. No actual accident. I just had a bit of a scrape. I used an asteroid to stop me from moving. Wasn't a good idea.
Are you
Continue? I'll give birth again later.
are you going to put Almond's ship back together for him?
No, nothing broke. It's very. Oh.
He spoke too soon.
No, I'm still scraping along the planet, not paying attention. Okay, no, you can continue talking.
Terry
I lost
says,
the train of thought now.
"Hey, that's my train of thought. I haven't even built it yet." York is full of Vikings and tourists, and a really nice railway museum. You would like York, Mir. I mean, if you actually left the train station, you'd like York. It's got a really, really nice train museum there.
They kind of have trains in the
Steam
train
train.
station already, so
Yeah, but
I've seen it all
train
already.
museum. Have I ever taken you inside the Manchester Museum of Science and Industry with all the steam trains?
No.
I should do that one day. Miss Wood says, Upper Canada, haven't visited in a while. Missed the thunderstorms.
Yeah, I'm actually in Michigan, which is why I was thinking of London, Ontario. I think Toronto's a bit far from me.
Lanubis is
That's the
over
one
in the
that I forget.
mountains. Potato, who's in
he's on-
stream, who's in chat, or he was before, is in Edmonton.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's no mountains there. Edmonton's very flat. All that area is very flat.
Who is it? I thought it was in the Rockies.
Mountain Time, yeah.
The Rockies are further to the west.
Eh.
I think he's just in a bunch of fields. I could be wrong, but I think most of this province is just flat.
All right, I have a problem. I cannot figure out how to get this room to pressurize. This is what I hate about Windows and special angled blocks and sealing everything up.
There's probably one tiny pinprick somewhere that you can't find.
Yep.
Is there some sort of developer view which gives you an indication which block is?
Oh, I wish.
There isn't? I thought they might have added that by now.
I wish. I'm thinking it might be this catwalk. So that's going bye-bye. I know, Bear. I know, Bernie.
Terry says, in London or other large cities, they say you're never more than 10 yards from a rat.
Probably a lot smaller. Probably a lot closer than that. Let's see, did that do it?
Is that really a problem? I think rats are only a problem if they're on you.
Yeah, rats in your bed, not a good thing unless you've invited them there. I mean, pet rats are actually quite cute.
I think anything in your bed, unless you've
If I see there, yeah, it's not really welcome. I've often said that about spiders. It's like, spiders are okay in their own place, but I certainly don't like them in my bed or my bath.
Well, that's okay. We can put them in your mouth then.
That's not quite the same.
Yeah, you're right. It's worse. I'm gonna have nightmares about this. Thanks, Mir.
So say if you want to hear
there's
have
the
nightmares about spiders, either Boris or I could take care of that.
What, do you have a spider collection that I'm aware
Oh,
of?
fire! There's fire everywhere.
Uh-oh.
How did you get fire into space?
Worked quite well.
Oh,
I've had
that's an
actual
achievement.
accident this time.
Oh.
It'll be all right. It'll buff out.
Boris.
I've got enough to still. The ship still works.
Boris, I hate to
Almond
tell you
won't
this,
notice all the flames.
but it never buffs out.
Oh. Well, I have to grind that down and replace it.
Most likely. No, you can just weld it forever. No, you should be able to weld it up. You should be able to weld it up.
I found cobalt and uranium though, so.
Oh,
Kryptonite
uranium.
might-
nice.
fire.
Moving up in the world, I see.
Productive.
Well, he was going to stick it in a cargo container and fire it at us.
I'm not sure if he's actually going to do that.
That's his
Can
delivery
come
service.
down up here.
We're attempting
Well, we're
to.
trying to, yes, kinda.
So, do I then send stuff down? Seems counterproductive.
It's like a yo-yo.
Well, if you were to send down uranium, then we could definitely get into space.
Boris is using the uranium to walk the Earth.
Fire kills spiders. And space fire kills space spiders. May, by the way, why the equal width on the ship?
Hmm? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Equal with,
What he
oh,
wants to-
why the
he
ship is
wants to
too
know.
wide? What does he want to know? Sorry.
Why the ship is too wide, yeah. That's why he's probably looking at mine,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is 5 wide.
Yeah, the original rover design was going with an uneven block width number. This one goes with an even number of blocks because I wanted to stick the refinery into the middle. I feel like it's looking nice there.
I think, yeah, I mean, it does look nice up here. I would look a lot nicer in space.
Well, yeah, we're working on that.
I have everything possible sealed up. Why no work? I wonder if it needs a server restart or something before it'll realize that it's pressurized. It's either that or these blocks right here, the 1x2 faces, have become non-pressurizable again.
Oh, there was, I can't remember what it was, but there was a thing where I had to fly until my ship I'd have to stick my jetpack on and then go fly away from my ship until it was out of render distance and then fly back to it again. I can't remember.
That was when I was updating the lighting of the Googie house.
Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm. I distinctly remember that.
Right.
Or maybe the space gazebo, one of the two. Probably both simultaneously. Boris was taking care of space gazebo lights, so was the Googie house.
Well, the thing about the ammo thing is it's supposed to pressurize and stay pressurized whether you're there or not, I thought.
Bernie's telling me to stop pushing to get into space. Oh, I want to get into space and start shipbuilding.
Well, like I said, as soon as we've got a whole load of
Yep.
iron
Batteries.
and batteries charged, we'll probably be fine.
Yep.
Oh, and I got Sal's rainbow suit.
Oh, in a special drop thingy.
Yep.
Well, we are coming up to the end of the stream
Again?
again.
I was gonna say, wait, how many ends does this make?
I must admit, I am thinking about like maybe calling it a nightmare because I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy.
Wow, Mears actually hasn't.
Hasn't complained. Special drop
know.
thingies. Why do not explode? Oh, which do not explode.
Correction, the special drop thingies, if you get there at the last second, will explode.
There you go. See, told you.
It's only because it's happened to me twice where I got to it just 30 seconds too late.
Yeah.
And as I was walking up to it, I watched it explode in my face.
Oh. Somebody said that it doesn't do damage though.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did damage either. It just boom, and it was gone.
Ah.
But I don't think I was actually quite close enough to actually take damage if it, if it was. It should be on. I believe I caught it on stream actually. So there is vids. Oh, and I gotta remember I have to do those thrusters. Otherwise, we won't go anywhere.
Yeah, we might need a session 7 to get into space. Well, even after we've built everything, we'd still need to leave it 12 hours to charge all the batteries.
Or you need to put down way more
Solar panels.
and...
Yeah, and stuff.
Or, somebody just stays online on the server in a cryopod overnight.
Well, I think we've had just about somebody on the server at any given point of the night, really.
Yeah, there's only a few hours here and there, but
It's not on.
people are, because of the different time zones. Sorry
Yep.
about that. There's a bird making rubber duck sounds in the background.
The question is there an actual rubber duck too?
I've got lots of them. I've got about 100.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
I remember
right.
the story about the rubber
Whoops.
ducks.
I keep forgetting that this is a problem you have.
Wait.
That's where he learned it from.
Oh, you're kidding.
Ducks.
Wait.
Oh, that's hilarious.
How many rubber ducks do you have, and why? Did you have a roommate that had rubber ducks? Because if so, I think I've seen that video.
Oh, the James Beach one.
Mm.
Yes.
But
That was brilliant of him.
this was before that. I just wanted to give it as a secret Santa present to someone at work.
Terry Love wants to know, how do those birds taste?
Oh, yeah. Gyroscopes would be a good thing.
Wait, Mir didn't even have gyroscopes?
We kind of forgot about that bit.
I haven't thought of them yet, but they're coming now.
We'd have found out soon enough.
Oh, yes, you would have.
Miss Wood's off
for
for
a spectacular video.
Miss Wood's off for a good night's sleep and hopes to catch a stream earlier next time. Yeah, we're streaming quite a lot at the moment. So we usually start streaming at 8 p.m. GMT +1, if that helps you. That's London time at the moment, 8 p.m.
Which
Yeah.
will be about,
I have no idea. 5 hours ago from now?
I guess so. If I know what time it is now, I might be able to.
About 3 in the morning?
3 in the morning, 6,
Bernie says it's 7 hours ago
7
from
hours
now.
ago.
Forgetting gyros is a problem we've had before, apparently. I've
Apparently.
forgetting the... Oh, right, yeah.
And we're trying to go down to the alien planet, I think, without
Mm-hmm.
gyro.
Oh, I did it when I had to reclaim my ship because I went offline to show Sal how to spot
Oh, yeah.
minerals,
Mm-hmm.
and I had forgotten to switch the batteries because I figured I had plenty of power. That was that million kilos of ice that were gone. So I ended up having to take a respawn ship, turn it into a short range, or turn it into a little flight ship, so I could get back to the rover. Luckily, it was still there and everything was fine, but yeah, I had forgotten a gyro at first and ended up tipping it upside down into a ditch.
Wow.
No. And then had to go through the trouble of making a basic assembler in order to make the large steel tube for the gyro.
Gosh.
Yes, it took me like an hour almost to get back to this ship,
Well,
but I made it back.
it's definitely time to at least cycle the recording, but I think I'm going to call it a night. Do you want to carry on playing, Mia? I don't want to force you off just because
Yeah, fine. I'll go sleep in that cryopod. Where did you go?
I'm stood outside.
get in your cryopod.
Which one's mine?
Please take a wild guess. Which one could it possibly be?
Well,
the purple one? Oh no!
Well, there's no yellow one.
Actually, I will probably be going soon as well. I have work in the morning for at least a little while. But I'll be back on tomorrow with myself.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll probably be on closer towards the time that you guys usually stream.
Cool, because it's about, what, 2 in the afternoon for you, I think, when we start streaming? Aren't you 5 hours behind us?
Yeah, I believe so, because I am still at work the entire time you usually stream.
Yeah. So I think it's about 2 p.m. Central Time, I think, when we start streaming, around about then.
Yep.
So 11:20 for Miss Wood at the moment. Oh, Miss Wood, did you say that you are a truck driver? Spotty Cow, if you know anyone who knows Spotty Cow, has just passed his truck driving license. We've been following him on his journey to become a truck driver, and he's just passed his license.
Which country is he from? Is it
Sweden, I think it is.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah. No, go ahead. End your stream.
Oh, yeah. Before we start talking again. Right, I'm going to end stream now. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. For anyone who wants to hang around, we'll go raid icing. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then you can carry on, because we might sit and chat for a little while. Indeed. Right, let me just switch over to all the other things. Get my mouse back.
Okay, fine. I guess we'll enjoy the nice view while we're waiting.
Oh no! I've switched back over to the... Let's get onto Twitch, that's better. Okay, right. Twitch. Let's raid. Icing. Have I spelt your name right? Is the main thing.
Yes.
Aha, yes.
ING. Yes, you have.
And Terry says, does he play Euro Truck Simulator? Yes, he does. He played it with us a while ago.
Funny.
Yeah. Now he's actually a truck driver. Goodbye, Crim Trick. Thanks for popping in. We'll hang out in Icing's chat for a while.
Yep. Although, like I said, I myself will have to go before too much longer.
Yeah.
Have you done your deed? Can I do the button press?
Yes, we are raiding now. You can stop the stream.
Thank you for the people still on YouTube. Your presence has been much appreciated. We hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.